Okay, welcome back, Holy Trinity and our Northern Knights. Today is week 8 of our regular season. This is our final week of the regular season. Currently, your Knights sit in 10th place of PlayVS standing. We do guarantee our spot to the playoffs, and today we are playing against the number 12th ranked Longhorns. I'm joined in today's match by head coach, Miss Coach Canoli. Uh, Coach Canoli, introduce yourself.
Hello, this is Mr. Lemba. I coach the Valorant team. Very glad to be here.
Okay. Well, we will be starting up rather soon. Our first map is on Ascent, and the Knights are on defense. Do you have anything to say for our Knights defense as we wait for the first map to load?
Hmm, interesting. Like we got to see what kind of players we're picking. Because when we're on defense, we got to make sure that we have some good options for our Sentinels that can hold down the map. So I'm looking forward to see some maybe I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
I guess we will see. How is the team's feelings heading into this final week being? Do they seem ready for playoffs? This being our first time we've competed in PlayVS.
Yeah, I see them. They practice quite a bit outside of our regular practice. I see them even over the long weekend, they were practicing with their group, playing some ranked matches, working on some different setups, working on different pushes. So I have high hopes, and I think they should do pretty well.
Okay, okay. So it seems like we do have some technical issues, but it does seem like we are finally readying up on our end. So again, for those joining us, the first match will be played on Ascent, and your Knights are going to be starting on the defense side of Ascent.
Yes, I think we're just waiting for their coach, wherever they are.
Oh, and it seems like we do have a new patch being required. So we just need to log out and update our new patch.
What a timing, eh? What a timing.
Riot does always like to send these patches out at the most inopportune time. Well, while we wait for our match to update, how are the kids feeling about the odds of winning our PlayVS playoffs?
So when you say winning, we're talking about number one.
Yes, we are talking about number one.
Whoa. Well, we have some great teams that we've played, and there has definitely been some tough matches, right? So obviously we want to do as best as we could, but number one might be a little tough, all right? But if we play together, we get more confident. I feel like number one is definitely achievable, right? With the enough practice, enough confidence, and just playing as a team, right? Outsmarting the other team, playing weird sometimes, getting out of those like norms, right? That's what's gonna get us into that top three place.
Mm-hmm. Definitely
Values,
need to
hopes.
control our nerves being a rookie team heading into PlayVS.
Mm-hmm.
But as we do look forward to the future, this is great exposure for the team dynamics for the future Fort McMurray season. How do the team feel they'll compare to last year's team that ended up fifth in the province? Has there been any discussion about this legacy from last year into this year?
Well, honestly, there has not, but and I don't really know much about the team from last year, but you know, because I've heard the other school that one of the other schools also played in PlayVS. They got fourth, so I think with us playing in PlayVS, that gave us a lot of time to practice and mature as a team. So, using this experience, I think we should place around the same place or even perhaps
Our
even
whole
better,
team had a version
right?
mismatch because it
Since last
decided
year
to
we
update
did
while we
not
were in
get to
the
play in
game.
PlayVS, right? So,
Like,
since we
this is
have more
nuts.
time to really play it out and practice and just get games in, we should. I feel like we should do a lot better.
The
Hmm.
timing is insane.
I think we
Like,
should do better this year
wow.
compared to last year. We don't have any returning
We're almost an hour behind.
competitors from last year. We did have one senior, or most of the team last year were seniors. However, we did have a few grade 11s, and unfortunately, they were not able to head in. Come our tryouts for second semester's team, maybe we'll see a shakeup. However, this team does have some great dynamics the way they're built right now. If you had to look critically at this team, what do you feel like is one thing they can work on leading into PlayVS finals? And I will say we are also now back in the lobby for our game. So now we just need to make sure we are on the right sides, and then we'll be able to start. And again, apologies all of our fans at home. This is live esports, so sometimes we do get a patch right in the middle of the game that we do need to sort out.
Wait, was I muted this whole time?
You were muted. I just continued to vamp on my own, not to worry.
Oh no, wait, dude! I was responding to all your questions, and I was like, "Uh oh."
You did
Wait for how
get
long?
some responses in
Yeah.
about the future for the team. Not to
Okay.
worry with that.
Oops. But yeah, I was just saying that we really have to work on our pushes, our confidence, because a lot of times we're not getting that bomb down. If we don't get that bomb down and play that defensive position, it's really hard for us to get those free rounds, right? Because then we can gain those extra time for them to try to defuse the bomb, make them rotate, catch them off the rotation. We have to make sure we get the bomb down, we get set up somewhere, and then we just play that defense, play that hold, right? Try to make that bomb go out of timer or try to kill them all, right? By playing weird, switching up your position sometimes, okay? Switching up the tactics. We got to make sure that we are unpredictable. That is what's going to get us the win.
Some good insight coming in over there. So we're just waiting for a server change on our match, and then we should be straight into the match. So, looking forward to this match, what can you tell us about some of the players?
Yes, the players. Um, well, our top frag, Saputo. All right. Usually she plays Phoenix. All right. That's Christina from our school. She's in grade 11. Some of you might know her. All right. Our top fragger. Very good at the game. Also, Derek. Derek, not sure who he usually plays, but he is very good at the game. Probably you might play a little bit of Smokes, maybe Clove, maybe Omen. Very mechanically talented. But we also have Caleb, who is a pretty good defense. Very good on defense, very good sentinel, right? And then we also have who else? Rylan. Rylan, I forgot who he usually plays, but he is also like I feel like our overall comp as a team is pretty well because we have our people who frags out. We got our defenders, our sentinels. We have people who can smoke really well. So we have a good overall composition of a team, right? So I'm really excited to see who's going to be playing what. Maybe we'll see a little bit of switch ups. So excited to see what they select here.
Yes, so we are into our picking phase. So let's switch over to our gameplay now. Okay. So let's see what our team is going to lock in. This will be more of a one-sided affair than our last week's stream, as we are only getting our team's perspective. So we will try our best to state what's happening, but keep in mind, folks, it is kind of going to be based off of what our team sees, so you get a first-hand perspective of what the players will be seeing.
Yes, indeed. Now, Mr. Mitchell, I don't think I can see your screen quite here.
Let me go and set that up. Okay, how are you looking?
Select your agent.
Looking not good, sir. Okay, give me a second.
Okay, so to run down some of the players, we have Villager on KO. We have Saputo on Phoenix. We'll wait for the rest of this to load in. We have Smooth Eggs on ISO and 987 on Vrise, as well as Dough Prince on Clove.
So, like, those blue things on the Arrowman's face are eyes, right?
So we are starting up
So
on
it's three.
defense.
Or is the middle one a mouse? Are they
Let's
all
see how our team wants to set up. We're going for quite a interesting buy round. We have 4 of our players going with a ghost, with 987 sticking with the base pistol. Okay, so we have a 2 setup on A and a 3 setup on B. We have some contact already over on B. Let's switch to Saputo. We do have the spike spotted in B site.
Yeah, so right now, what's important for us is
Great kill by
that was
Saputo.
good kill.
No peeking.
Playing quite aggressive here. Seems we have 1 or 2 trapped in markets. Second for Saputo.
Careful now.
Ooh,
Oh,
Saputo does
got
get
One enemy
crossfired.
remaining.
We are pushing fully in, trying to get this last kill. We do have spike. No eye on the last person. Let's switch to Villager as Villager goes back to their spawn, trying to catch them.
Flashbang.
Good flash.
See him in their spawn.
AFK. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, and he is AFK.
Next time, mind the heavy machinery.
We do take the kill and move on to the next round.
This
It is
isn't
important to
fair.
get that full kill as we
Being
do get
forced to fight
more money.
only.
This should be a relatively good
But this
part
isn't a
buy
fair
in this
world.
round against the pistol round from the other team. Let's hope that the other
ideally,
team is ready to play this round with all 5 of their members at keyboard.
yes, indeed.
So do you have any insight on that first round as
Careful
we
now.
prepare to see our
Easy,
second round start? I will take it, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, that He has muted his mic once again.
Dropping a smoke.
So again, we see some
Enemy spotted
contact
B.
over in B side.
No charges left.
Pushing up hard. Let's see how they can cover.
Hello?
Have one of these. Reloading.
Oh, and you get a kill.
Spike
Yeah,
planted.
another from Doe Prince.
Refreshing.
The spike has gone down in B side though.
One
Two in
enemy
the back.
remaining.
Got no more in the back. Let's get the defuse.
Wait, Mitchell, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Coach.
What? What?
Flawless.
I was talking this whole time. You know, I was like, is he ignoring me?
Nope, did not hear
Promising.
what you
Yeah.
were saying.
Wow, that's guess I'm having some technical difficulties here, right? But you know, third round, we won the first 2 rounds. This round, we should be seeing them save their money. I've been repeating that quite a bit, but you know, some of them do buy it, which is fine. It looks like right now, from what I see currently, we play a little better, but you know, we don't know that, right? Because the game just
Every
started. So we
choice
want to make
matters.
sure that we're keeping that momentum going. We're making sure that we're playing well, holding our angles right, and let's see what they give us this round.
Yeah, we are seeming to play quite an aggressive game here. We did spot an enemy's gadget down in mid. Oh, and it seems like we are going to an A site. Let's switch over to our A site player, 987.
Wall trip.
Back to his killed. He does get one to tie it up. Gets 2, takes the advantage.
Good kills, good kills. Swap the music. Okay, nice.
We know both
One
of their
enemy
players
remaining.
are on site.
Site? Yes.
Last one should be trapped behind box. And we have taken them out. Let's get the defuse.
That was a well
Another good
played by
round
me.
won by the Knights.
That was a good round. You know, we got
Reloading.
some good kills. We had a great wall coming from 987
honest,
here, Mr. Derek.
I expected more from them.
Could I have a drop?
It was a really interesting placement
Could I have a
because
drop?
you wouldn't really place a wall there, but he managed to trap one of the opponents. He got a free kill there, then
Okay.
killed somebody else on site, which was great to see.
Let's check out the economy snapshot. So both teams do have enough money to full buy this round. So we should expect quite a good gunfight this round. It seems like we have gone full Vandos, except for Doe Prince. Does Doe Prince just really like the one-shot Guardian, or is there a play
Yes,
here?
he is indeed a Guardian player, and he excels at that. Last coming from here. Okay.
We are going to see Villager backing over here from Villager.
Oh, checking the corners.
And the team pushes up. The team has played quite well this first half, being quite aggressive on defense. Let's see how the Longhorns try and adjust to this. So far, they seem to be stacking up 5 a site and pushing in.
Yes, indeed. Just to make sure you can hear me, right? Just to
I can
confirm.
hear you perfectly loud and clear.
Okay, good.
And so can our 9 viewers.
Oh, we got 9 viewers. Wow.
Currently, we do have...
Make...
Or sorry, we have 4 viewers right now with 9. Oh, and we get a great kill to start.
Great shot. You know, as I was saying, which you probably didn't even hear because I was muted. Haha. Saputo is one of our highest top fraggers. She's always the one that gets to kill. You know, opening kills
do
very
seem-
important for the game.
They do seem scared to push Saputo after that great headshot.
Mm-hmm. Which is a smart move from them. All right, unless they all swing out at the same time. Right, which they
Oh,
don't.
we
they
do
don't
have some
want.
action over
Spike down
on A
A.
site.
Push out the smoke. It'd be a great distraction. Oh, good trade.
Come on, let's go!
Watch Saputo.
I'm from the ult.
Run it back.
One enemy
Takes that
remaining.
one. And we get the last one there. Let's get the diffuser. Oh, and they didn't even get spiked down that round. Never mind.
Reload him.
Okay, so we've seen some A sites takes and we've seen some B site takes. It seems like this team does not mind
Now we
switching
win.
back and forth. If you were a guessing coach, which site do you think they're going for this time? A or B?
Well, I feel like
Placed.
since they felt A just now, they're probably gonna push B, but no site has been working really well for them. So if I were them, I'd try to slow it down,
Careful now.
play default, because our team is playing quite aggressive. So I would try to see if we can get a few picks, make our team feel a little cornered. Oh wow, that was a great kill.
Yeah, we do hear some footsteps running up mid, and we seem to have pinched them. That's 3 down.
One enemy remaining.
Sakudo is down now.
Spike down mid.
Last one's over by Doe Prince.
3v1, let's see how they do it. It's all about communication and playing together as a team. They go for a 2-1 split. Okay.
We do have Spike still stuck in this corner.
Oh.
Let's see how this rotate turns out.
Last player standing.
Oh, and it's quickly become a 1v1. However, Smooth Eggs should know where they are. If they push through there, we will get the first shot.
Waiting game now. Who's got communication?
30 seconds left.
Okay, seems like they're coming back through B site. They do have plenty of time to run over to A if they do want to try and plant A. And I would assume that that is their plan. Will the Knights pick on up this?
Spike
16
planted.
seconds left. Oh, they planted it.
Okay, we were right. They did plant A. So now Eggs has to be the attacker. The question is, where
is he
will
taking?
Lightning McQueen be? It's their top fragger left. Let's bring us down to the action.
Checking corners as we go. Okay, little footsteps. Exposed. They might know where he is now. Let's hope he checks underneath him.
Clutch.
Oh, and he does
right
not
there.
clear hell. Good
try,
round
good
by the
try.
Longhorns.
Did
There.
anyone bring a snack?
I need a weapon.
We do still have quite a good economy, and we should see both teams do a full buy for this round again. Let's see how the Knights
Over there.
overcome that loss.
There.
There. Knife deployed.
Careful now.
Get out of my way!
Okay. Jet decides to ult. Let's see if she can get one. Enemy
My
Jet.
blind thorns are live.
Trying to get close enough to not trigger the trap. Okay, they are center again. We got
My
one,
ultimate's ready.
2.
Both headshots. Very good shots from Derek here.
There.
Let's swing over to the Ooh,
Oh.
we do lose the angle.
So over here they're playing crossfire, hoping that the other team would push over, but I think the other team might actually swing away.
Yeah, we are back to a 3v3. If I was the other team, I would be considering rotating over to A site. However, Eggs does have their main entrance here.
I know exactly where you are.
Okay, so with that Cypher, we know that they are in B site. And we've seen
30
two
seconds
run
left.
on.
Spike planted.
So Derek does some ult here, so ideally he would ult, so then they can play Vandal versus
One enemy remaining.
Yeah.
Oh, never
Last
mind.
player standing.
You know where the last one is? Comes the ult. Oh, and it's a clutch from Lightning
Right.
McQueen.
You definitely should have ulted a little earlier, because with that ult it would have
Spending
been a
too
lot
many brain
easier.
cells
You
figuring
waited
them
way
out.
too long. Which gave them
Overthinking
a chance
is
to
just
pull
as
out that
bad as
ban.
underthinking.
So it's all these small little things that we can be improving on. It's gonna make us a much better team. It's all about those snap seconds of decisions, right? That's what this game comes up to.
And for our viewers that might not be familiar with the game, can you explain what the ult would have done?
Yes, so what the ult basically does is that it will take away all their primary
There.
guns. So you won't have any automatic rifles. All you have is pistols, which will shoot very slow. And when you compare an AR rifle to a pistol, obviously, you have an AR rifle. It does a lot more damage and output. Shoots a lot faster too, so it'll be a lot easier of a fight compared to fighting, let's say, AR versus AR, or let's say Vandal versus Vandal type of situation. Yes.
Okay. So it seems like the Longhorns are playing much more cautious than the first few rounds. Knights are starting to get a little bit...
There.
Trying to figure out where they are. We got some pings going down mid.
Flag it.
And we got our first flash on A. Seems like we have an A execute and our team
No
is
more thorns.
immediately trying to wrap around.
Looks
Okay,
like
we got
Jazz
push in.
right.
And we do lose our position on A. Let's see if we can take over heaven again.
Spike
We
planted.
got the peak in the wall.
Good wall, yes. Make sure they check L. That could be something there. Great ult coming from
Flash.
ISO here.
I need a reset.
Oh shoot.
What's the manual reset?
Oh. That was a very interesting decision they made right there. So let's see what
Last
Steve can
player
do here.
standing.
And
try,
the
good try.
Longhorns have stormed back with 3 straight wins.
Forgive me if I overextend. Old habit.
What do the Knights
There.
need to do to recover from this position?
I think we really just have to hold down the
we
site. Right,
Launching thorns.
we're getting aggressive, which can be good, but it can work, right? But it seems like the other team is getting used to us being aggressive now. So now we just have to
Rip and tear.
play back. All right, switch up positions sometimes, because from what we saw last game, they threw the Gecko Molly right where I forgot who it was, but someone was standing there because he was there basically every single round. So we have to make sure we are switching up the position a little bit so that we can't be anticipating.
Oh, and with that, Saputo does get a kill. Seems we are being a little bit more aggressive.
enemy
We got
remaining.
trapped into the
Spike
Two good
down.
kills.
corner.
B.
Let's switch over to Saputo.
Flawless.
And we get a
You see that?
flawless
Tell me you cool
round.
with that.
They messed up. Now we keep them down.
Down the drop. Thank you.
And with that, we are 7 rounds away from taking this first match. For those that are wondering, the games go to the first team to 13. If you're looking up at our scoreboard right now, that yellow dot is our final dot if we were to win out the next few rounds. Okay, let's see how aggressive we are. We do
It
have
seems
some
like-
fighting mid.
Yes. Saputo checking out B main as always. Warning shot to get him a little bit. Alright, seems like opponent team might be playing slow this time because they know we like to get aggressive. So they're slowing it down. See if they get any easy picks on us.
There.
Yes, and it does seem like, yes, I am right. We are going into an A site take. We got
Spike
one.
down
Thorns
A.
activated.
We got spike down
activated.
and we got the traps on the floor, which is going to slow the opponents down. That's a very good setup. Alright,
I would
so
assume most of them are stuck in tree, which we are
One
switching
enemy
into a
remaining.
shot of.
that would look great.
Villagers pushing up. He does have one close. Takes him out.
Oh,
And there we go. Trap them in tree and take them all out.
Let's make a plan,
There.
then execute.
And with that, we are again managing our economy very well. You can see most of our players are in the 5,000 plus range and still have all their guns. If we look at a quick snapshot of the economy of the other team, it's a little bit disjointed. I would see them go for a partial buy here, not really a full buy, so we should have the advantage on guns.
Shutting them down.
yes, indeed. Villager
One
here with
suppressed.
the
Okay, so with that
aggressive
suppression,
knife.
we do know that they are pushing up on B site. At least one of them was over in that location.
Saputo getting a little aggressive, maybe a little smash coming out. No flash. Alright.
Enemies further
However, we
alive.
have spotted them in A site. Let's see how quickly the team does rotate. Oh, and Prince and Saputo are going for the flank. If they can execute fast enough, they should be able to take the whole team by surprise.
Oh, but they have that little trip behind, so now they're gonna know their
Spike
flank.
planted.
They're gonna be watching.
Here comes the flashes.
Good
Ooh,
flash. Alright.
they gotta check the corner before they can push in. They see at least 2 or 3 of them.
Good kill, good trades. Alright. Clove decides to ult, so
Okay,
that
with
gives
Prince, he
them
does need to
enemy
get a kill
remaining.
before the timer runs out, or he will die. And they do get the last one hiding in hell.
Developers won't make it, but at least it gave them that extra boost of confidence.
Try again.
Okay, this is
Last
our
round
last
in the half.
round before the half. Both teams do have enough economy here for a full buy, so I would expect both teams to use as much as they can. I will say though, on our side, we do not currently have any ults available. The closest one we do have is Villager. If he does pick up an ult orb, he will be able to activate his ult. But as it stands right now, he does not have it.
Shutting them down.
And Villager getting his ult is going to be really crucial for us, because with his ult, he can cancel out everybody else's abilities. So then none of their team can ult, so even if they do have 5 ults ready, with Villager's ult, it'd be like they have nothing available to use. So
We do hear some footsteps over by Saputo and Prince. They too take out Prince. They seem to be walking main. Yep, they've taken out our site on main.
I know
Saputo is
exactly
going to
where
be-
you
Oh, and Saputo has been pinged twice there. Does have to reposition.
No charges left.
now that all the position has been given away, we have to see how are they going to play this. It's a 2v5 situation. You have to play
One
this really
suppressed.
well and really careful, because it's going to be really hard.
Yes, this is almost a
planted.
retake of B site now.
Patch
You take
this.
one.
My
Great
ult's
kill.
ready.
So now will be a great time to ult and start using that ult to push into
Take
fight.
2.
Alright,
comes
and
the
we
ult.
see that ult coming in hot. Alright, so none of them can use their ult now. Alright, let's see how
Last
quickly
player
they-
standing.
Oh, and we
not
don't
check the
clear
right
our
corner.
corners.
Switching
Tough
sides.
round lost by the Knights. However, we do have a 50% win rate on defense. How does this map stack up for you on attack? So, Coach, leading into the attacking round, what advice would you give your players to switch up their strategy or maybe keep doing what they're doing?
So we have to feel out, all right? Because when we're on attack and they have a cipher, ciphers are really, let's say, annoying.
What did that winning
Because-
stuff by?
His traps are basically you're guaranteed dead if you touch it. He's gonna be hiding in some corner, right? And sitting there. When you hit that trap, he's gonna suddenly pop out. Boom, boom, boom. You're slowed. You're dead. You're gone. So we have to make sure that we kill the cipher trap. Alright, then we push on the side. Or if he sends the cipher trap, immediately rotate to the other side and get that fast push. Alright, catch anyone who's rotating through mid. Alright, so right now I see them going through mid.
Reloading.
Alright, we see that enemy
No,
omen.
you don't.
Get that nice kill. Headshot. Great job, Saputo. Alright, now we're walking up. Yes, checking our corners. Oh. They have a Sherry. Focusing. What do we got? Oh. Dang. The Prince.
So the Sheriff is one of the stronger pistols in the game. That is one of the main reasons why we might have lost those 2 gold fights. Oh, and another great one by Prince around that corner.
One enemy remaining.
Another one.
Oh, with 3. So hopefully they'll all play together, because I believe the cipher setup was on A side. So they close the door. Right. They should plant the bomb somewhere
30
where they can
seconds
see
left.
pretty well. They should all both play different angles. Right. So
Clearing
then
sight
if
before
one
we get
gets
the
killed,
Okay, so we know that Cypher is coming from A. Most often they will rotate through their base in the back. So Prince should be our first contact. And there's our contact
Oh, can I
difference with the
trade my
3 kills
powers
this
for
round
invincibility?
to clutch up.
Much prefer that.
Attack
Yes,
when they're
Soul Prince with 4
suppressed.
kills.
I
Very
got their
nice.
options.
Oh, 4
They make
kills. My
mistakes.
apologies. My apologies. Okay, so with winning that round, we do have a little bit of an increase in money than the other team for this round. So this is what is called our buy round. We should be spending more money than the other team on our equipment and be able to execute a little bit faster. It's an expectation that you tend to
shite, I
win
lost my pet
2
rock.
rounds back-to-back when we start the half.
Yes.
Flash.
So the fact that we went all pistols here is indeed quite interesting, because since this is our buy round and they should be saving, we should be buying better guns to secure our easy ones. Right? With pistols, it's gonna make it a little more difficult. Right? And there we see that cipher trap that I talked about, because right again, when we hit the cipher trap, it's instantly you lost 1 life. You hit that trap, boom, you're probably gone.
Yes, Cypher
Like, we
does
really
have
gotta watch
quite
that.
a good ability to lock down a site.
Yes.
Okay, so we are at a person disadvantage as it stands, 4v5. However, we did come back from worse odds last round. And we do know the Cypher is on A, so we are switching up our tactic and pushing B.
Spike down B.
We do unfortunately lose our spike,
I
however
have
we
the
should be able to
spike.
pick it up right in smoke, and we do walk a little too much forward. So with losing this round, it does put us at quite a disadvantage. We can say that most of the
30 seconds left.
bots seem to be
Last player
around
standing.
abilities and less on guns.
Flawless.
And I will say it seems like we should have gone the gun route. We did get outshot
I
most of the rounds
demand
there.
what I'm owed.
So now with both teams, we should have full economy. As you can see, they're all at around 5,000, having such a thrifty round last round, while we can kind of do this partial buy of a couple Vandals and around 2 SMGs.
Ready.
We do also see slightly push beside each other. So villagers over here to engage
Flashbang. Shutting them down.
with the Cypher,
One
and they are a
suppressed.
great counter, while the rest of the team is pushing on B. Let's go with the rest of the team's push. Saputo does see one, does not see the other. We have lost the gunfight
Spike
twice in a
down,
row there.
B.
Thickberry.
Got here! Catch!
Last player standing.
And we just aren't clearing our corners. Oh,
So-
and we do get caught by the Cypher trap, and as we predicted, it is very hard. They do know his location now, and
So
we
we
don't
should
have
be
spikes, so
seeing
we
them.
do have to push to them.
So let's see if we can catch anybody off guard here.
Flawless.
Oh. Had 2 waiting for him at mid.
So
When
to
we go out
recap
there,
on our
someone
attack
dies.
round, we did win our first
Carry
attack
that
round.
weight.
However, we've lost the last 2 attack
There.
rounds in a row. Due to this, our economy is quite low, so we will have to go quite a thrifty buy for this round, with only
Yes.
Go Prince being able to afford a full
There.
gun, but going with partial shields. And it seems like Villager is yet to
There.
buy anything or a shield. This is
Yes.
interesting, so we will see
Zero
the
in.
play here.
There.
Dropping
Villager
smokes.
did spend most of their money on all their abilities, but I do
There.
think it was a mistake not to buy a shield or a gun, at least an SMG.
Ooh, through the smoke.
And that is the
Reloading.
power of the Vandal. We are able to take it though, now that we have claimed the location.
Reloading.
We know that there's at least 1 on site.
Plant
Do
the
you see the Cypher?
Enemy
Won the
down.
gunfight, we
Spike
did
down
lose
A.
987. So we have full control of the
spike.
site. We do know they are coming. Gonna close that door. Just trade out to the better gun
Random.
and go for the
Yes.
plant. So we see one up in heaven, and we switch down to hell with
one
Go
is-
Prince. Egg fights the heaven fight. Both
Okay.
are stunned.
Last player standing.
One loses a gunfight. Does not communicate that the Blackberry is behind them.
Right. I think what happened there was you saw the Reyna and it was like, oh my gosh, where do I look? Because you got people, enemies in front, enemies behind you.
They brought
ult is
weapons
ready.
made
He's
of
gonna pop
metal
up first.
to kill me.
Split second decision. He's like, okay, let me look at the Reyna.
Ironic.
But then the Gecko pops her from behind, gets that kill on him. Unfortunate situation.
So with losing these 3 rounds in a row, it does give us now enough economy to do another really good buy. We do have those 2 Vandals and full shields on most of our team. So we should expect a better even gunfight this round. However, if we don't start winning soon, the economy from the other team will start to get out of reach. So it seems like we're getting that split push this time again.
Thorns
However,
down.
this time we are
There.
throwing
Right.
Saputo
Punching
over A.
thorns. No more thorns.
Okay, Saputo has pushed in with their ult. Located at least 2 of them are A.
Yeah, we see that Cypher set up here again, eh? The Cypher's probably hiding in the corner somewhere, waiting for Saputo to push. Alright, on our push here, ideally we should flash out, right? Because with the flash, it will blind all the enemies and we can use that
Our
time
spike
to push
carrier's
into sight.
Spike down B.
Oh, and there's
down.
a great
My ultimate's
2
ready.
picks by 987. We should have sight. Oh, and they do not clear though. Market.
1 enemy remaining.
Okay, the last one should be over by A site. Prince has pushed fully up with his overkill. Takes a long gunfight and gets it down. And we do have our spike put down for that little extra money.
You not ready for a light show?
And with that, we can see a quick turnaround in our economy. We want to see 2 rounds back-to-back like that to help build our economy back up to a healthy spot, as we still are on this razor knife edge of not being able to full buy, as we can see with 987 not buying full shields.
Yes. So, very interesting. Very interesting.
Okay, so we got the split push once again. Prince heading down main, while the rest of them are heading A. We see Prince has already engaged, drops a smoke on his target. Has to be careful from a wraparound from B. Ooh, and he does get taken out from long angle.
Bring me the arsenal!
Okay, we got good control. That one behind box, took out the one behind box.
Now. Flashbang.
So we gotta get door closed, and we need to set up a eye on.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Oh, there's the ult. It does detain our player, however, we should be able to get the
Last
back
player
before he gets
standing.
killed.
Oh,
Fortunately, the flash does give them enough time to be able to pick up our 3 kills.
that was unfortunate. The Gecko ult is one of the best out there because once you detain, he can't do anything.
So the Knights are 2 away, or sorry,
I'll
pardon me,
isolate the
3
problem.
away from winning this
crush
match. While the defense, the Longhorns, are pushing closer and closer to a tied state.
There.
What do we think our odds
There.
are of the Knights closing out in the next 3 rounds?
Honestly, it's good. It's gonna be tough to say because you know their cipher setups
Get deadly.
basically eliminates us from direct pushing into A unless we go really aggressive, right? But we don't really have a character like Jet that can dash fly above the little trap right there. So we see them trying to go for that A.
Walks away.
Looks like Cypher's not set up this time over here, which is quite interesting to see. So it's like being able to switch it up, gets a free kill. Alright, so Kudo does not find anyone using her ult.
Refreshing.
Shutting them down. One suppressed.
Reloading.
Spike planted.
Villager has spiked down. Now, can we hold?
Back like I never left.
Launching thorns. Thorns
2v3
activated.
situation. Well, 3v3 situation here, but
Placing
Prince has to get one, or else it's not gonna count. He sees all 3 of them. Oh, but that's good info though, alright? So now, as long as they hold pretty well, it's very interesting that 987 says
Wall spring.
Oh, and then smoked off hell and dropped down.
Die.
This is all the patience game now. All the patience game.
Remember the last thing was both of them in hell, and we took
One enemy remaining.
Take one out.
Right, that's the big kill.
Last
by
player
health.
standing.
Last one.
And we
they
are
got no
taking
time.
it out
If
with
you can't do
987.
something right, don't do it at all.
Oh, and we just can't get out of the
This
explosive
is
range.
crazy. It feels like we've been doing this forever. Anyone
That
else
brings
feel
us
like that?
2
Just me?
rounds left. This will be a full buy, as we won't be able to get full shields on everyone. However, this is rather close. Look at the economy of the other team. They should also have a relatively full buy, so this will be another tight gun round, with even guns on both sides.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled out the op here. The operator, very strong gun. It's a sniper rifle. Basically anywhere in the body, one shot, one kill. Alright, so hopefully as we push this corner, we're gonna check our corners, and we're also gonna flash out of the smoke here. If they do decide to push.
You dafty.
And
Alright.
Prince does take the kill in a long-range gunfight with Blackberry.
On here.
We'll wait for that smoke to clear. Pushing team.
2 kills.
Smoke has cleared.
Very nice, Dolphins.
Okay, let's rejoin the push.
Drone's activated.
It seems like that Reyna really loves hiding in that one corner, man. So these are all small things that we should all take note of. All these small little things that they keep doing. Right. So then next time
One
we play them,
enemy
we can
remaining.
anticipate it. All these habits. Oh,
Ooh, and with the quick 1-2 tap, Villager and 987 do
Match
take him
point.
out.
Come on, friends. We're so
Okay, so
close.
this is
It's
match
basically
point. We do
over.
expect to see the other team start to become more aggressive. We're seeming to try and go for a full buy here. I believe Saputo did ask for a Vandal. There's the Vandal. We should have our complete full buy, so this should be a very winnable round for the Knights. I'll leave it over to Coach Lamba to dictate this one.
Let me show you how the boss does it.
Yes. So as long as we check our corners,
Drop in smoke.
making sure we're using as much utils as we can to make sure that our plants are safe. So we see that enemy smoke. Well, let's see how we play. So you see, she knows that Reyna likes to sit in that corner, so she uses the fireball. Check that corner. Break. Whoa, look at that. Great kill right there. Last out. Gets another free kill. Alright. Make sure they check backside. So side is open, side is free. 4v2 situation. We see that off. Yes, they're getting a little, scared. Right, but it should be a free game. Alright, we see Dope Prince hiding in the corner here. Alright, whoever has the off probably cannot kill Dope Prince if they decide to push this way.
One enemy remaining.
That was a little scary, I gotta say. Not
Quite
gonna
a
lie,
bit
that was
of the
scary.
drawback of the op is the close quarters range, as you do need to aim down sight to get any. And
Attackers
we
win.
win our first game.
Good job, guys. I'll be hopping over to their call to give a little bit of comments. I will be right back.
Okay, so let's see the final stats of this first game. Our KDA leader was Lightning McQueen with 23, 14, and 6. Our first blood leader was Saputo, quite a good pusher. Plant leader was Blackberry, and our diffuse was Villager. So we are going to be finding out what our second map is soon. I will let us go to our pause screen and we'll be right back. Okay, and welcome back to our second map in Bind. So looking here, we have 987 on Brimstone, Dope Prince on Gecko, Smooth Eggs on ISO, and Villager on Killjoy, and Saputo running the Phoenix once again. What do we make of this lineup going into Bind?
Going into Bind, wow, Brimstone, and Gecko, very strong choices on Bind here. Phoenix, ISO, you know, they're very good picks for basically any map. Because me myself, I'm a Phoenix main, and with the flashes, very strong. ISO, shields, very strong. Now with Villager's pick of Killjoy, that
Select your
one can go both ways. So we'll see what kind of characters the other team has, and then I think we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, here we go into map number 2. Again, a win here by the Knights does end this week of games with a victory for the Knights. Looking at the other team, we have Gecko, Jet, Reyna, that's Cypher again, and Brimstone. The Yoda Force is their new sub-in for this round. We'll see how well he can replace how well he can be a replacement. So, we did have you drop by to talk with the other team. How well did that talk go? What did you talk about?
Test that theory.
Well, we just talked about, checking corners, when to use ults, just getting the timing right. But overall, just saying, what, we did good. It was a tough game. 12-8. I'm sorry, 13-8. Wait, 13-8, right?
13-8.
13-8. Close. Well, you could say it's pretty close. Like we had a few rounds where we got. I was like, not like it, but at the end we pulled through. So we just gotta keep up that momentum, making sure we are ulting at the right time, using our utils, we're flashing when we're pushing. All right, holding down our sights, and we should be looking at a good win here.
Okay, so the notable feature for Bind is this teleporter. So this teleporter does allow you to transport between B and A site rather quickly. However, it does make quite a noise. So we see an early engagement where Doprince and Lightning Queen do get taken out. Lightning being their top fragger from last game is a good trade.
We see the Gecko throwing down his little mini guy to plant the bomb. Plant is down, so now it's going to be on us. Make sure that that bomb does not go off. All right,
these Brimstone smokes do last for quite a long time. However, they have dropped.
Right here.
So 2 of our players are very low. We see a flash out. Good flash. All right, 1 flash. Oh, but cannot get killed.
Player standing.
Good kill. So it seems like our pistol round is not going to go for us. Alright, so ideally at this point, every one of us would be saving, so we shouldn't see anybody buying here. We should be saving to gear up for our 3rd round, where we all buy pistols. I'm not pistols, medals.
Correct. So this, in case we did not explain it well enough last game, should be a relatively econ round. We won't see much purchases coming out this round. We do expect us to possibly lose this round. The idea would basically be to get a quick kill or 2 and swing it into our favor. Let's go on to Doprince for this, as we do expect this swing. Ooh, and we're doing a quick jump to check to see if we get any shots out. That's a good way to see if anybody's pushing up.
Right here.
Okay, and there's the Reyna flash.
Launching smoke.
Okay, we expect this hookah take to jump over Doprince's head.
What you guys see?
Take out 1. Get the gun. We do get the gun.
Get the gun.
With this, we have a little bit more firepower. We have the Brimstone's shot. However, we do a very late rotate by Smooth Eggs. How much can Villager do with this Guardian is the question.
Spike planted.
Alarm bot out.
Set up the alarm bot to watch our flank. And
Here.
Last player standing.
And cannot win the gunfight against Blackberry. Not to worry too much, we did take out 2 of their players.
Everyone note down your observations, then let's run it again.
But we can have our full buy this round to better attack. So let's describe this full buy. We got a Sheriff heading out, which is our strongest pistol of the game, and 3 Vandals with 1 Guardian. What's our expectation for this 3rd round here?
Right. Now, assuming I think it was Villager.
Careful now.
I'm not completely sure if he bought, but the opponent team, they should be saving here. They should be utilizing their guns from last round. They might buy like a small gun, but this should be our round to win since we all have
Spike down B.
Smoke's down.
We see a lot of utils going out. We got mollies everywhere, flashes. Alright, we see one in the window. Alright. It's all an info game. It's all about getting info.
Okay, with no
Yeah,
use of the
5v
teleporting, they're most likely pushing back through this main
Spike
corridor
planted.
here and into A.
Recalling my
And that
bomb.
is what we have.
Don't.
Alright, so we see a 5v2 situation. Should be a pretty easy win here for the round.
Villager did use the teleporter to get behind.
Turn up.
Get him, wingman.
One enemy
Down,
remaining.
alright. Getting info on the position of the arena. And we managed to get all of them. Nice. Picking up the guns.
Yes, this is important to pick up any gun that is useful
Thanks.
before we fully defuse so that we don't have to spend our
Oh, no, you don't deserve
Gun
my
here.
inventions.
They're in for a rude awakening.
Right. So now this round it's really all it's gonna come down to the mechanics and the skills and your playing position because both teams they both got good guns, alright. They got vandals. Most of us got pretty good guns. Maybe not quite vandals, but we got guardians and vandals and phantoms. So let's see who's got the better plays here.
And we can see villagers setting up a ton of util on
Placing
the
sentry.
hookah. It seems after pushed
Oh,
3
yeah!
times through
Monster
hookah,
on the
we are
loose!
trying to
Recalling my bot.
recreate this. We did hear that Gecko ult used rather early.
Yeah,
Seems
so
like
that
this
probably
will be a
means
quick
that
take
we are
on
gonna be
A.
hard. Yes, sir.
My
One
ultimate's
with 2
ready.
kills.
Does drop the wingman, not allowing them to plant.
Spike planted.
I stand corrected. Wingman still can't plant
Careful
when
now.
Gecko's down.
Launching smoke.
Quick tap on the diffuser.
One enemy remaining.
3 kills. Alright,
Last one
so
should
ideally
be
one of them
stuck.
should be diffusing. Alright, we got one of the diffuse.
Turns out he is going to fight it out in Shadowers. And does go
I'm
down.
here.
See, if I was the Brimstone in that situation, I feel like I would try and save my gun. 1v5, they have quite good control of sight. What do you think's going through that young player's mind as he pushes?
I don't know. He was just trying to get
Bot coming back.
one more kill. He's
Out
trying to
of
put down our
charges.
econ, but
Placing sentry.
you know when it's a 4v1 situation, it's just really tough, right? Because at that point in time, it's going to be a lot of skills, but even more than that, a lot of luck.
Okay, so we have this 3v2 set up again. I would
Yeah.
say that it does seem like they
Turrets
are
destroyed.
pushing B site, so we'll see if we have a quick rotation.
Alright, we see those smokes in the same spot, so we got they're hiding
Spike
into
down
right?
B.
Gecko with the molly
Right
red flash ready.
Come on, let's go.
Alright. Safudo
No
with the
charges
ult,
left.
so let's see where she pushes. Alright. It seems that she used her ult a little too early.
Yes, and unfortunately
So we
she's
got
not able to
some
get much
info
intel.
Enemy
Yeah.
Spotted B.
We do have
So
one
we are in
B
a
low.
5v3 situation. So we are looking pretty good here.
With a nice lull of this, you always expect the other team to start considering maybe we should plant over on A.
Spike
And we
down
do see
A.
that rotate over to A. However, Smooth Eggs is waiting for them and takes out one more.
One enemy remaining.
Neutralized.
Okay,
kill.
the last
Who's
one,
the
they
egg?
do have the spikes. They might be rotating once
30
again.
seconds left.
Nope, they're stuck. They get eliminated in lamps.
Let's ruin their day.
So with this economy swinging back in the favor of the Knights, we see that we are quite healthy to be able to buy all the guns that we require. Looking over at the other team with the Longhorns, they also have quite a healthy economy.
someone
So
buy
this
me,
should be another round where both teams have full guns.
Careful now.
Turret out.
So we do have the 3-2 split. It seems like the opponent team is playing a lot slower now because so we do see some action on B side here. We saw our jet action a little bit, so Villagers got some confirmation. Alright, smokes goes down, slow them down. Oh, good kill from Derek here. 9876. Numbers. Alright, they're shooting through the wall, trying to see if we can get any kills. So we do hear one rotate, take the teleporter back to A, which we have Spoon Eggs here, holding down sight. So let's see.
The Gecko to plant.
Spike planted.
Alright.
Show me a target.
Decides to use the shield. Is he gonna ult here, or... Well, it is a 5v3, so it's not really
One
necessary.
enemy remaining.
We are able to
5v1.
shut some of them down with the Gecko ult.
Careful now.
Will Gecko use
Alright.
his buddy to start defusing?
So let's see if... Okay, we got one defusing, all dead. Very nice. Passes the defuse to the other teammates so they can get a little ore to get their ult charged up. What's going on? Who's gonna go? Decisions. Who's gonna go? Interesting.
Okay, come on, team.
Imagine if I died right now. So funny.
Trying to get the voice line.
You don't deserve my inventions.
Every fight is a lesson.
That was a...
It's an interesting move.
Oh, that's why.
Okay, so we do need to use the washroom, or they were quickly able to run over to the washroom before
Placing sentry.
the time ran out, hence why the long defuse.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yes. I was wondering, I was like, what is going on there?
Each team
Alarm
does
bot
have a
out.
timeout, however, we don't want to burn it for something like a washroom, more so for tactical reasons.
Mm-hmm. Right, so we do see that we have that 3-2 split again. We have turret going down, meaning we do have a few players on B here. Let's see. Saputo's gonna start rotating over.
Oh, and the jet
Right.
launches in.
With the knife comes out.
Spike down.
Ball comes down. Finds one. Alright, last guy, 4v1. He's gonna play patient. Alright. So we know the position. Alright, and he gets killed with the molly. Good molly. From 987.
What do they think this is? A backyard scrimmage?
Okay, so after those first 2 rounds, which again, you lose the pistol round, you are expected to lose the next round. The Knights have stormed back to win 5 in a row. This is quite good, as with the defense, we do want to win as many as we can so that we can be more aggressive on attack without the worry of a quick loss.
Right there. Attacks are very professional, huh?
Alarm bot out.
Alright, it seems like Villager decided to finally swap out the play. This is what I'm talking about. You gotta play unpredictable. Gotta be unpredictable.
swarm grenade.
Right, switch up the site somewhere.
Swarm
Right?
grenade
Okay, so it seems
destroyed.
Longhorns are pushing up. Yep, the whole team is here. We do have that quick rotate from the Knights.
Someone's there. No distraction.
Alright, ISO with the ult. Can we get into the ISO, see how they play them?
Finished. My ultimate is ready.
Oh, the ISO were not able to come up top, but they were able to camp the other player and get that free kill.
Here.
Beacon here. Smoke's down.
This is the plan is going. Let's see if they're gonna break it. This is gonna break it.
One enemy remaining. Spike planted.
We
Right,
weren't able to get the buddy before he was able to plant.
Alright, get that headshot, Mr. Derek. You the man.
Oh, no. You don't deserve my invention.
So, Derek has come alive this round with
What
10
do we learn by
kills
fighting
and 10
ourselves?
assists.
Thinking out loud.
Yes.
Any comment on Derek's play so far at 987?
Very great plays. He's got some good smokes, good ult usage, great util usage, right? We see the smokes going down. We see some beautiful mollies, all right? He's got to keep it up, all right? Because bind is the map for Brimstone. That's why we see a Brimstone on our side, and we also see a Brimstone on their side. All right, so as long as he places those smokes strategically at the right time, blocking up enemy views, All right, so we see that eyeball.
Smoke's down.
Oh, ult coming in. So hopefully he pushes back a little bit. He does not get trapped.
We see the ult
Alright.
miss all the targets on B side.
Molly.
All right, we see that Molly coming out.
Oh, and Derek with
he
two.
finds two.
Spike
Alright,
planted.
stims himself. So with the stim, he can get 20% extra damage. So that 20% extra damage is going to help. But with that Molly right there, it's going to slow him down. So let's see if he can find one more.
Pushing
Alright, that was a good smoke. I mean, sorry, good flash. Alright, they're going to check the smoke. Oh, Killjoy with the ult.
So this
that's gonna
Killjoy
catch-
will force the other team to leave the area, or they will get
Yeah, 3
detained.
seconds. Alright, they got to push out. They got to push out.
Last player standing.
Do have a long shot there.
It seems like it's going to be a very tough match to win here.
Unfortunately, we did have enemies at the front and the back. We should have used that Killjoy ult a
Shoot the
little bit
bad
more
guys.
effectively
How's
to
that
push
feel?
at the right time. It seems like the team waited a little too long to push. Okay, so we see this setup once again with 2 of them pushed
Placing
up
swarm
on
grenade.
B and 3 of them on A. Big difference here is 987 has pushed all the way up for the initial peak. Seems to be rather confident with his guns. Let's see if that little squid can get it. He gets
Right
one.
between the
Oh,
eyes.
he gets
Smoke's down.
one.
Pops a flash or
Right.
smoke behind
Molly.
and Molly and retreats back out.
Going out. Taking smoke.
Alright, so Saputo can go for a great ult here, and she does. So let's see if she can use that flash, so she can catch anybody off guard here.
Oh, and we see
Finds
a
one.
lot of their team over by teleporter. So again, that ult does give her 1 extra life to run in and either get intel or a kill. With the kill. Oh, and we do hear that teleporter sound go off. That does bring them over by Villager in the showers here.
Right.
And
so she
Saputo
throws a
does
little
clean up the
Molly.
one that did not flash.
Low grenade, slow them down. Alright, waiting for her teammates to go through. So
That
Gecko
goes
Clash
Gecko's util.
comes out.
Ooh,
Alright,
they are
oh.
unable to win the gunfight.
1 enemy
3v2
remaining.
situation, alright.
Spike
2v1
planted.
situation, can we get it?
Last player
Oh,
standing.
1v1 situation.
However, it is our ace. Going for a nice heal in the back. Saputo does have that ability to heal from her own fire, which is quite handy in this situation. Jet does have no heals on their side.
And with that placement, and knowing that the Jet went to her right, it should be they should be able to get a half defuse at least. Right. Just
Okay, we're sticking it. Oh, and we get the peak.
Interesting. Alright. They were playing.
Remember
They're
to
playing
talk
of
to
luck.
each other out there.
Right.
Yes.
We
Sometimes
communicate.
you get lucky, sometimes you don't. And then it was unfortunate.
In that diffuse animation, it does have a 2-step diffuse, so most teams will go for a half diffuse there. It will allow you to hop back on once you get the kill to get it
Placing
quickly.
swarm grenade.
However, it seemed like Saputo thought that the Jet hadn't pushed up by the sound of
Placing
the
swarm
footprints, so
grenade.
tried to go for the full diffuse. Unfortunately, Jet is a rather quick character and was able to peek just in time to get the kill. So we see the move by 987, pick up
Smoke's
nobody
down.
this time. However, we do see contact over by the teleporter once again.
Alright, we do see 987 with the ult here, so that ult really powerful. Alright, they all take teleport. Well, not all. A few of them
Reload.
take teleport, so let's see what Killjoy can do here. Oh,
We do see
Killjoy gets
contact
killed.
over on A site. Villager has fallen.
Spike planted.
So the use of the salt is
No
great.
charges
However, Gecko has the ability to have his buddy plant instead of him, so they don't risk a person
Watch your
being
eyes.
plant.
Heads up.
Very good flash right there from Saputo.
1 enemy remaining.
Alright, it's a 4v1
Going up.
situation, so let's see. Oh,
Okay, sticking the fuse this time as nobody can play. 7 gets the last kill.
Alright, nobody dies through all. Seems like we all were pretty quick on our feet here. Little ninjas running around. Very nice.
So 987 has
Last
come alive.
round
We
before the
see
switch.
Still leading our
Halftime.
KDA
Don't save a
with
thing.
15 and 12. However, Saputo has crouched back up with a 14 and 1 themselves.
Here.
Would you normally describe Derek 987 as one of your main operators?
Yes, indeed.
Right
Because
here.
Derek actually joined our team a little on the later side, but
Right
ever
here.
since every game he played, he usually performs really well. You know, he works well as a team.
Going up.
He could be a little, you know, quirky sometimes, but he's a good player overall, I'd say.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
do see
very
some
good.
contact over by A side as Matt switches over. Saputo through the smoke does get one.
Get out of my way!
Saputo does not know where they are, but is firing at the known positions
down.
where
My ultimate is ready.
most will be in that smoke, holding angles. And we do see Saputo swing and get one more in the showers.
Careful now.
Here comes our molly.
It seems like we do have the
Forward.
oh,
Ooh, and unfortunately Saputo
we do have the bomb down for
Spike
the
down
situation.
One enemy remaining.
Right, catches him off guard. I think Brim might have grabbed the smoke. Bomb in his time.
Okay, last one seems to be showered. Ooh, and Doperince loses out.
Last player standing.
Oh.
Smooth Egg loses out as well. This should
So hopefully
give
they're
their Brimstone plenty of time, their sub Yoda Force, to plant. Yoda Force has come in this round and has done well, leading the team in frags. Ooh, and
Oh,
Villager
wow.
is able to get Yoda Force. It seems that the diffuser must
That
have
was a
been
big
down
kill.
further back, and they weren't able to plant
Switching
the spike.
sides.
So we see the Knights go again, 50% on their defense. This led us to a 13-8 victory last map. Would you describe Bind as attacker or defender sided?
I would definitely say Bind is more of a
Here!
defender-sided
Right here.
map because there are just so many different places that you can just be hiding, and then there's so many great setups, especially with their Cypher. All right, Cypher on B site is
Right here.
extremely strong on this
Their
game.
defense?
We can
Right,
see why
so-
we're attacking A site. We're expecting the Cypher to be going B, so we're going to be pushing A site through this long angle.
Mm-hmm. All right, so hopefully we see some flashes out. Oh yes, indeed. All right, push on the side, checking corner. Ooh. So it seems like Cypher is going to be in lamps.
Destabilizing.
All right.
Reloaded.
Do spot the camera, take it out. And with our little man, we are able to plant. That is quite the powerful use of Gecko, being able to plant without going on site. However, our team
Yes.
has backed out quite far.
I would say that is. Oh, they have setups. They have lineups. So essentially, what a lineup is a setup where you can throw, let's say, grenades or bombs from a super safe area. All right, but we do hear them defusing the bomb. All right, they managed to get half. All right, so now it's a waiting game. Now it's a waiting game.
Here
Last
is
player
that
standing.
Gecko,
One enemy remaining.
Careful now.
our ace.
All right, so it seems like
There we go.
Saputo
Saputo
with
with
the
another
ace.
ace this game.
and we were able to hold that defuse. We had many bombs. We had mollies after bombs to make sure that our plant stays safe. Very good. I like that.
Yes, an ace on the pistol round does show quite a mastery of our fundamental point and click on heads. So we won that first round. We should expect
I've
us
got
to
you,
win
bro.
the second round quite as well. We'll see quite a mid buy here. Most teams will go for some SMGs, maybe some marksmen. We do have a Vandal out by Saputo. Benefits of the ace do have quite a little bit more money.
Yes. So we can see that compared after our little talk mid-game, right? We can see that last game during the second round, after they won their pistol round, they all had pistols, right? So after our little talk, we can see them buying guns because, again, we want that free round. We want that easy round, right? Making life easier is what we want. We want to build up that gap in between our points. All right, so we see the Cypher setup on B. I say A. All right, so he's gonna be hiding somewhere close. All right, we see the other half of the team rotating around. Good kill from Saputo.
Okay, we see
swaps
that
over,
quick
take
teleport to
teleport.
rejoin the team on B for that push.
Yeah. So
I will say
let's
this
see
is
if-
unusual as most teams will keep their diffuser with their Gecko. However, this seems to be a great play that most of these other people are looking at the Gecko. However, we do see the rotate now through A site.
So we see 2 on A. All right, so let's hope Saputo doesn't get too close.
Enemy remaining.
All right. Oh, could be a double ace side by side. Let's see. Double ace. Or is the Cypher gonna hide and try to save a pistol?
Enemy in defense.
Oh, they're pinging to let them know. They're pinging to let them know.
This is Saiputo's kill.
Oh, they're chasing, they're chasing. Oh, they're running. They do not want us to get the ace.
There's one. Okay, we should know where they are now. And unfortunately, we are able to waste enough time and lead them back to the bomb, which is
He says they're
rather
really tickled.
unfortunate as Saputo did have our Vandal. We do
Yes,
have enough
but-
money to buy another Vandal, however, this will impact the economy for this round, not allowing everybody to have a full buy. Wow,
Yes.
the Longhorns do have a full buy. That was quite a good play by the champ.
Indeed. Now, I do gotta say that we ended up losing 3 guns, which is it's a lot of money. So, lost the ace, lost the guns. Sad situation.
Yes, unfortunately, sometimes teams will get rather aggressive to get that final kill of the ace. And play much more for their teammates than for the win. However, we did win that round, and with Saputo's
Oh, we were able to get some
ability,
info.
we are able to get some info.
Alright,
And
so
like
it seems
I
like we're
said,
playing
Gecko-
back again.
Gecko does have that great ability to put down diffuser without risking their own body. Let's see if our mollies can keep this diffuser alive. Again, the big concern is the Gecko from the other team. Their only man being
Down and out.
Last player standing.
Okay,
Oh, it seems like we got the game.
that should be enough time to back out and get the
I had to
bomb.
focus for a second.
Good use of villagers' time there.
Pay attention.
We might not
I
have the
learned
guns that we
something.
wanted, but we
I
were
need a
able to
drop.
waste enough time for the bomb to go off. So as we can see, this has improved our buy significantly. We do have quite a few Vandals this time, with a couple of single-shot guns. However,
And we can also see. Sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, we can also see Saputo coming up top on the leaderboard, 26-7. As we know, Saputo's character, right, is made for attack. I forgot the name of the role, but duelists, yes,
Enemy
they are
spotted.
made for attack. So on defense side, she was second. But now that we're on attack, is where Phoenix can really. Oh, that was a great head shot right there. Beautiful.
Yes, duelists are known for their ability to push quite aggressively, and with the amount of flashes that they have, they can control sight.
So let's see how they play here. Are we gonna see some flashes? What are we gonna see?
We are getting the plant off sneakily through A, and here comes the rotate.
Oh, very smart plays from the boys and girls.
Able to convince them all that we were going B. They committed all of their forces to defend that site, and then we are able
Turrets
to
destroyed.
now reset up for our hold of A.
Yep, seems like we're doing 2 on site. All right, 2 playing lineup. All right, we got the Gecko throwing his low molly lineup.
So as you see here, the players are lining up to get throws down to their plant site, not having to risk damaging themselves. They can
Placing swarm
defend
grenade.
with these grenades.
Placing
Swarm grenade.
One enemy remaining.
swarm grenade out.
Ooh, and we are able to get the champ trying to catch our retreat out.
Yep. And it seems like
Match
that
point.
this lineup is something they learned over this past week, because in our previous games we've never seen any lineups like this. So it seems like they are really putting in the effort, trying to make sure that they learn as much as they can in order to improve at the game and to get those free plants and get those easy kills, right? To make sure that people can't defuse. Because again, this is a defusing game.
Yes.
Let's do what we
it's
do.
great to see our athletes improve week on, week on. The team
Right here.
did start off with a lower
Smoke's down.
rank than we might have wanted. However, we have seen us catapult up into the top 10. And with this win, it should solidify us with a good position going into
Wingman's gonna plant spike.
playoffs. So we see Wingman running out there to plant spike. This allows our team to stand back, set up our lineups, and hold angles.
Come on, let's go!
Okay, we have
Saputo
our
with the
Saputo
ult.
with the ult.
Let's see what kind of info she can grab. Oh.
And with the danger of the Cypher, we see it right there. If all you can do get a second chance at life.
Right, with the flash. Nice kill. 4v2 situation. I think we have this in the books.
See that perfect Molly drop in perfectly to cover up.
Alright, seems like one is coming from our flank. Alright, because they know we like to play back and we have our
One
lineups.
enemy remaining.
Alright. So,
Last player
outside.
standing.
Ultimate is ready.
nice
go.
job.
Attackers
And
win.
that is
I
GG
knew
on
it
the
would all work
Longhorns.
It
Knights have
always
come
does.
back to be a much more dominant force in game 2, winning 13-4.
Yes, because Bind is indeed one of our strongest maps. Every time we are in our band selection, we always want Bind as one of our main maps.
Okay, so let's
job.
take one last
Nice.
look at our KDA. Top of the leaderboard is Saputo with a 39-1. However, 987 did quite well with a 17-10 and 17. The champ actually led theirs with 11-13-3. Villager 11-7-4. And then we see the rest of the Longhorns with Doprin's 8-12-9 and Smooth Eggs 7-12-2. This has been quite a good game. We'll see our Knights next week playing in the playoffs. That, again, is a Knights win. So, to our Northern Knights out there, we wish you a good night, and we will see you all next week for our round 1 of the playoffs. And reminder, we do have Overwatch tomorrow for the Knights against our final match of this season. Thank you, Coach Lamba, for joining us for the broadcast. Do you have anything to add before we sign off for the night?
No, but you know, we're getting better by the day. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, so I will
let's-
quickly drop down to the standings to see. This win does move us up to 7th place, it seems. So this is a great victory for the Knights, and we'll see who we are playing in the playoffs next week. Thank you and good night. And remember, please like and subscribe.